Hi friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be kind of a combination of a Throwback Thursday and a Use It or Lose It. I definitely wanted to continue another video in this Throwback Thursday series that I've been doing every couple weeks or so, but I also had some products that I wanted to put to the test again in a Use It or Lose It style format. So I figured let's combine both ideas, do it all together. So there'll be a little segment of me picking out my products, things that are potentially on the chopping block, as far as if I'm gonna keep it at the end of this video. And amongst all of that, I also have just some general throwbacks sprinkled in as well. I think this look turned out really cool, but it was a bit of a rocky moment there for a while. I wasn't sure how this was gonna go, but we're gonna get into it. I'm really excited. I initially got this Use It or Lose It style video idea from my friend Linda from Glitter Fallout. I'll have her channel down below. Please go check her out. She is such a light, not only in my life, but in just the makeup community in general. I adore her. And as far as my accessory details today go, this ring is Regal Rose. This ring, I don't know where it's from. This ring is Ana Luisa. This is just an old basic choker. And these earrings, I got at a market in Claremont. I wanna say they're from the brand Serendipity. I think they're from Serendipity, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna pick out my products. I'm gonna put everything on, and then at the end, I will give you my thoughts on the Use It or Lose It products specifically, on if they're being kept or not. All right, let's hop into this cabinet first so we can start picking out some makeup. So starting in this top drawer, I don't really have any primers that are on the chopping block, so we're just gonna stick with the Throwback Thursday mentality. So I wanna go with this Positivity primer from What's Up Beauty. This is just like a really nourishing primer, and it's one that I'm working on trying to finish currently, so we're gonna use this guy. For foundation, however, we have got to get back into the Use It or Lose It segment of this video. This isn't a throwback at all. This came out, well, I don't know if it came out this year or I just tried it myself this year, but I only just tried this year. This is the NYX Buttermelt Glaze Skin Tint. I have a very love-hate relationship with this. On the days that it's good, it looks so good and so beautiful, but on the days it looks bad, it looks horrible. So I feel like I just want to give it one more try, see how it performs. This works horribly with any kind of gripping primer. I've definitely learned that, but even with something more nourishing, moisturizing, glowy, it can be very hit or miss. So I want to try this again and just kind of really solidify if this is something that I want to keep or not. It's so funny. When I first tried this, it was an immediate love, and I have grown to almost despise this because it's so finicky. For concealer, I'm just going to stick with this Makeup by Mario concealer. It's just the one that I've been using lately and trying to finish, so this is more of just throwback feature rather than a Use It or Lose It. I don't have any concealers on the chopping block. And really same with like bronzery, contoury type products. I don't have anything that I'm disliking, so we're just going to continue this one that I'm almost through with. I barely have anything in this. I think this may even be my last time using it. This is the Salt New York contour. There's literally like nothing left. I'm scraping the edges. This will be my last use of this. I love this. For liquid highlighter, I actually want to use this. This is, I mean, it's kind of a throwback in the sense that this came out a year ago. It's not a major throwback, just a minor one. But I'm using this more so in the Use It or Lose It category. This is the ColourPop Liquid Light Glow Drops. Haven't really felt compelled to reach for this lately. I've mostly just been using either my Rare Beauty liquid highlighters or the Urban Decay Bond luminizers. I haven't used this in a while, and I want to see how I still feel about it. See if this is something I want to still keep kicking around. For powders, I'm just using the same things I've been using every time I do my makeup. We'll get to that in the actual tutorial. It's literally the same thing. I don't have a plethora of powder, so I'm just using what I have. Oh, and I guess for powder bronzer, because I usually do still like to include a powder even when I use a cream, I'm just going to use my Sigma Light bronzer. It's what I've been using lately. You can kind of see a hint of like pan almost starting to like peek through a little bit. Like I haven't hit pan yet, but it's getting really thin. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Moving down a level into this drawer, I don't really have any blushes that I feel like are on the chopping block right now that I'm detesting or unsure about. So let's just go full throwback with these. I haven't used this Melt Cream Blush in Daydreamer in a while. It's a really pretty kind of plummy reddish shade. It's so pretty. So I think I'll use this one. And maybe to top over that, I'll use this Blend Bunny and Donnie Darkowitz like cheek palette. I really like topping this pinky one over like darker blush shades. I think it's really pretty, so I'll use this as kind of a topper, and probably one of these as face highlighter. Just go with like a throwback from last year. I don't really, again, have any highlighters that I'm unsure about, so aside from, I guess, that ColourPop liquid one, so I feel like just busting this palette out again would be fun. I think this will be a nice addition. And then things like setting spray, brows, freckles. Like that's all the same stuff I've been using. Nothing's really new there. I'm using what I have, so we'll get into that when we actually get to the makeup portion of the video. But let's pick out a lip. I think that's the next important thing. Moved over to the other side of the cabinet now, and I actually think I want to pick out one of my Unearthly liquid lipsticks. Some of these are really, really old, like years old. I think some of them still say Alien Cosmetics. That's how old they are. So I feel like maybe I should pull one out again, see if it's still performing, see if it's still up to the standard that I want. I used to love these. In my mind, they're still great, but it's been a while since I played with one. I feel like when I use an Unearthly lip nowadays, I'm using their pencils or their menacing metallic metal lipsticks, or even the Kourtney Quarantine collab lipsticks. Haven't really felt compelled to reach for the original liquid lipsticks in a while, so let's see if they're still good. Yeah, I'm deciding between these two. This one in Kaylena literally still says Alien Cosmetics. All my other ones at least say Unearthly. And then also Danielle. I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna use one of these shades of brown. If I don't pick one of these, it'll be a shade in the spring, but I think I'm leaning toward a brown, so probably one of these. Let's pick out our eyeshadow now. All right, you're facing one of my eyeshadow palette shelves, and the palette that I want to bust out is a very major throwback, so it fits the Throwback Thursday theme, but it's also definitely a use it or lose it contender. This is the My Little Pony ColourPop palette. I had a lot of fond nostalgia for this one, and I actually got gifted this years ago from somebody because I didn't buy it myself when it was ever originally out, and then I got gifted it later after the fact, and I cherish this so much. I think it's such a sweet sentiment. It brings me back to like very old OG makeup days, early ColourPop days. This was one of the first like full eyeshadow palettes they ever did. I remember gifting this palette to my best friend a long time ago, but I never bought one for myself. So getting this as a gift later really meant a lot, but this is so old. This is so old. Actually, I'm gonna try to Google right now what year this came out. Okay, from what I'm gathering on the internet, this came out originally in 2017. Obviously, I don't know exactly when this particular one that I'm holding came out, but this wasn't around for like a long time. It was definitely a smaller release, more of a limited edition thing. So this is old. This is like probably 7 or 8 years old. So I want to see if it still performs okay, if I enjoy the quality, if it's something I think I would ever use again after this. I am a sentimental person, but I don't like to hoard things just for sentiment, especially when it's something like this that like is just so old. It's just so old, and really it's just been sitting here. So I want to give it another go, see how it is. Maybe it'll surprise me and still be wonderful. We're gonna find out. Hello, let's get into this look now that we've picked everything out. I did already go ahead and throw my primer on the What's Up Beauty that I've been just working on finishing. A few months ago, I did a video talking about just like products that I'm actively trying to use up, and I have since finished most of those products, and I just keep adding products as I finish things to that little like dish that I have here. Here's the dish that I've been trying to work on. And I feel like it actually has been helping me a lot just with actively trying to use certain things. So this has been just sitting in that for the most part now that I've finished my last primer before this one. But I like how nourishing and moisturizing it is. It's really nice. But let's attempt this NYX Buttermilk Glaze again. This is truly my last attempt. Well, for now. If it goes bad today, I think I'm done attempting this one. If it goes good, maybe it'll live to see another day. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand. This is in the shade number 1, Whipped Butter. I just feel like I have a lot of other products that I like that aren't finicky. Like I just know that they're gonna work every single day. And this one can just be such a gamble on if it's gonna work well for me or not. So, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Just using a sponge to press that into the skin. I've used a sponge or a brush with this. Lately, I tend to just use a sponge overall, but I've tried it both ways and it can be finicky either way, so it doesn't even really matter the tool that I'm using. It really just depends on the day. I mean, so far, it's looking really nice today. That's the thing, when this product looks good, it looks really good, but on the days it looks bad, it looks really bad. So, unsure. Actually, I take it back. I don't know if you can really tell. It's hard to tell when it's not in person probably, but I feel like it looks like it's just sitting on my skin. At first I thought it was looking good, but the more I like look at it and kind of press it in, I feel like it just looks like it's sitting on my skin rather than meshing in with my skin. I feel like it just looks kind of, I don't know. Like when I first started blending it, I thought it looked really good, but now I feel like it just looks like it's sitting here. Like there's weird spots that look a little bit pilly up close, like in various crevices. I don't know. It's definitely not the worst I've ever seen, but it's definitely not the best either. Obviously, I'll decide more firmly at the end which of the use it or lose it things I'm using or losing, but I think I'm predetermining that I don't think this is one I want to keep around anymore. I think it just has too many bad days. Not enough good ones. Let's just move on to other products. I have found that even when this doesn't look its best on a day that it's not looking its best, as I add my other products on, it kind of evens out a little bit more. So going in with my Makeup by Mario concealer, just gonna try to cover up a couple little blemishes. And I'll just use my sponge again to help press that product into the skin. This concealer I really do enjoy. I don't know if it's like my #1 favorite concealer or anything, but it's very blendable. It meshes in nicely. It's not too dry and matte looking, but it's also not like glowy. It's just a really good kind of natural finish. Presses in nicely. I like it, I like it. What is new with you, by the way? How are things going? How's your week been? It'll obviously be Thursday when I post this, so how's your week going? Do you have any plans for the weekend? I think this coming weekend we're gonna go hang out with a friend on Sunday. I'm excited. And this past weekend we went to Mickey's Not So Scary on Sunday. Love a Halloween event, love a Disney day. It's just so fun. I feel like my nose is definitely just looking worse and worse up close. It's just so pilly looking. It's not a good moment, but that's okay. Hopefully by the time I powder and do everything else, it'll be better. All right, let's get the last little bit of this Salt New York cream contour going. Just gonna add a little bit around my nose. This is definitely this product's last day. I can like barely get any product out of this. This has been very loved, that's for sure. Which is actually really good timing as well, because after I film this video, I'm gonna film an empties video, probably for next week, so stay tuned for that if you wanna see me talk about my garbage. But just all the things that I've accumulated over the last few months, makeup, skincare, hair care, stuff like that that I've used. It's gonna be fun to go through all that, see if I've already repurchased anything, if I plan to, if I hated it and just had to get through it. We're gonna see. There's always something in that bin that I completely forgot about, and that's always fun. Just throwing some around my jawline as well. I'm just gonna work on blending this out some more. This is just a little Lethal Cosmetics brush, by the way. This was from the Dexter collaboration. I'm just gonna use my sponge to press that cream product in just a tad bit more. Now I want to go in with my liquid highlighter. This is the ColourPop Liquid Light Glow Drops in the shade Sun O'Clock. Just want to see how this still performs. I feel like this has gotten gloopier since I last used it. Oh, this is like not liquidy at all anymore. It's just like gloopy. Oh goodness, oh goodness. This one might have simply just gone bad. We're gonna see how this blends out. This could end up being a horrible makeup day. Actually, if this makeup ends up turning out atrocious, I might not be filming an empties video after this. That will still be coming soon. Just maybe not today if this is as horrible as maybe it's starting. Okay, this product is like not wanting to blend into the skin. Help! Send help! Yeah, I fear this one may have just... Do you see what's happening to me? I fear this product may have gone bad. I don't think it's to the fault of the product. This used to be a lot more liquidy. It used to remind me a lot of those Cover FX drops from back in the day. But it's just a little thick now. A little not blendable now. Oh goodness. You can just see that sitting on my skin. Oh gosh. Use it or lose it, more like I am losing it. This is not good. I get asked on occasion if I ever have a bad makeup day. Here it is. This is a bad one. This is a bad one. We can still save it though. Maybe by the time we powder, add blush, cool eyeshadow, hopefully, maybe it'll all work itself out. So normally I actually wouldn't mind doing this melt blush after powder. I find even though this is a cream, it sets on top of powder nicely, but I don't want to mess with anything today. We're gonna go cream before powder. As the way the world intended. So this is in Daydreamer that I picked out. I'm gonna use the Sigma F43 brush. Let's just start adding a little bit to the cheekbones. I'm going in with like the tiniest amount at a time because I don't want to make anything worse. We're just gonna build up slowly. We're gonna build up slowly. We're not gonna let the makeup sense our fear. Things are gonna turn out okay. Things are gonna turn out okay. That blush really is so pretty. I feel like using a really small amount and building up slowly is working really, really nicely as well. The longer I go since applying that skin tint, the more it looks like it's just sitting on my face. It's like it repels me. And I really don't get it. My first couple uses with it, I loved it. I absolutely adored it. It is just not working for me now at all, which, you know, can happen sometimes. I want to hear some of your makeup horror stories. Have you had products that upon initial use, it was great, and then just over time it started to sabotage you? Or what are some of the products that just did not work out for you right from the get-go? I'm very curious. What are some of your makeup horror stories? Okay, powder. All of these are just powders that I've been using. I don't really have a plethora of powders. I don't have like old versus new. I don't have things that are on the chopping block, so I'm just gonna use my Melt Barely Alive setting powder, which this powder is very smooth and very blurring. So if anything can help this situation, it's this. I'm gonna use this big unearthly powder puff. Just press some under the eyes and hopefully this will help smooth things out. And I feel like I am being a little dramatic. This isn't the worst I've ever encountered, but it's not great. It's a bunch of little not so great things playing together to make it maybe not my best makeup day, but cool eyeshadow, more blush, more highlighter, like that'll save everything, hopefully. Just kind of pressing this under my eyes. I'm gonna put it like around my nose, mouth area, places where I crease from talking and being expressional and all that good stuff. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna take my broken NYX High Gloss setting powder. Whenever this powder gets low, it breaks, but that's okay. It's still useful. It's just a little less pressed and a little more crumbly, but it still works nicely. This is my very final NYX High Gloss from over the years of hoarding it, because this does not exist anymore, but that's okay. I have a glowy pressed powder from Melt that I'm excited to dive back into once I run out of this, but I am actively working on just trying to finish this up. I probably still have at least another month with this powder though. We got a little ways to go together. Okay, it's definitely not my best complexion day, but I feel like powdering helped a lot actually. I feel like things just look a lot smoother. So it just goes to show, if your makeup's ever not going well, sometimes continuing on helps. It'll get a little better as you do more things. I do also want to take a little bit of this Jolie Beauty brightening powder. I feel like I just can't skip this step anymore. I like to add a little bit of that white brightening powder on my chin and right on the very inner corner of my under eye. I just really like this brightening effect. I don't want it everywhere, but just like those little areas, I feel like it just awakens me even more. Bronzer, I'm gonna use my Sigma Light Bronzer and just bronze around the perimeters. This is the Super Fan Brush from Blend Bunny. I'm just gonna blend and blur that all in that outer cheek area. I love this bronzer. It's definitely one of my top favorites. And it's just been the one that I've been actively trying to use lately. I feel like it's a good, very just neutral bronzer. It's not too warm. It's not trying to be too cool and pretend to be a contour. I do like a glowy like bronzer product, but this one isn't glowy, but I feel like it still looks really just nice and natural and blends into the skin nicely. It's kind of putting some on the end of my nose as well. I feel like this bronzer put a lot of life back into my face too. Going into that Simply Put highlighter palette from Blend Bunny and Donnie Darkowitz, I do want to top a little bit of this pinky shade over my blush. And then I think I'll highlight, I think I just want to go straight with Skin of a Killer. Why not? So I'm going to use this blush light, I cannot ever say these words in sequence without messing up. This blush light brush to apply it. Taking that pinky glowy shade and just topping on my blush area. Oh, it's just so pretty. I feel like a glowy cheek helps everything. A little on the nose as well. Kind of a little blushy highlighty combo. And then taking a little bit of Skin of a Killer on this Rare Beauty highlighting brush. Top that on. Whoa. I forgot how intense this is. That is pretty great, pretty great. Just gonna add a little bit more of the pink because I just can't help myself. I feel like this has been the funnest part of makeup today so far. So I just want to keep loading it up. Oh, I did want to add some fake freckles. This is my Nabla freckle pen. This is actually getting quite low, but I did order a new one. I know that's not on the topic of throwback or use it or lose it, but I did order 2 of the shades from Gavissi Cosmetics. They just came out with a bunch of freckle pens and like, I want to say 5 or 6 shades, which is pretty great. But it's sad because what prompted me to order them is that them amongst other indie brands that are not based in the US, like Cosmic Beauty and Arttitude and a plethora of others, they unfortunately are going to be stopping shipping most likely at the end of this month. I've been seeing some have already stopped shipping to the US just because of all the incoming tariffs and stuff like that. It breaks my heart, but when I saw Gavissi posting about that, I was like, well, I was wanting to try the freckle pens anyway. The one I already have is getting kind of low, so maybe now is a good time to try it. So I'm excited to play with them. I'm sad that everything is going to be changing in the makeup world soon, but I am excited to try those freckle pens, trying to find something positive here. I know there are plenty of fake freckle haters out there. I just love it. I feel like it makes me feel so complete. Finally, setting spray. If anything can help this makeup look even better, it's going to be the One Size Gloss setting spray. This is just the setting spray I've been using. It's the only one I have out right now, so that's what I'm going to use. So for eyes, obviously, we're diving into the My Little Pony palette. I am really excited to revisit this. I'll be honest, I don't expect this to be a world-changing look. Again, this is quite an old palette. And even looking at the shades in here, there's really only like 4 true mattes. We have 2 that are more satiny, and then these 6 shimmers, which are a bit more on the subtle side as well. They're not like that intense metallic we're used to nowadays because this is a bit older. But I think we're still gonna have some fun with it. I think I wanna start by just like really popping this white all over the lid, especially like in the crease area where I'm gonna have it showing because the lid's gonna be covered with other stuff. And then I wanna do some kind of like graphic-y look with the black, maybe this teal, maybe into the purple, maybe highlighting with this. And then I also maybe even want a pop of gold on the lower lash line. We're just gonna see, we're gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna prime with my Sigma eyeshadow primer in Ignite, and I'm just gonna blend it out and we are gonna get to it. So taking this white shade, I think called Butterscotch, and I wanna pop that kind of, I mean, not really all over the lid, but all over the crease. I'm gonna use this Simply Posh fluffy brush and just blend a lot of this in the crease. It's kind of like a soft pinky white shade. It's like not a true white. It has a little bit of a almost pinky lavenderness to it. But I just wanna run this all through my crease, get a really nice bright effect before I start going in with all of my shadow on the lid and doing all this dark graphic nonsense. So going in next with my NYX glitter primer just to prep before my shimmers. I'm gonna start with this Clionadh and Bad to the Brow brush, and I'm just kind of lightly tapping this across the lid. I'll start kind of pretending to trace out where I want my shape to be, but I'll perfect that more when I actually have the shimmer going. I just want this kind of in the general area that the shimmer is gonna be placed. It'll help everything pop really nicely and stay put, so it's just gonna do what I need it to do. And since these are quite old shimmers, I do want them to pop as much as they possibly can. So starting with this like blackish, plummy-ish satin shade, I think this is called Twilight. The names are kind of like reversed from what the palette is, so I think that's how it's supposed to be intended. Just taking some of this satin on that same brush, and I want to start kind of from my lower lash line in the outer corner. I want to start dragging up toward my tail just a little bit, not super far. And then I'm even going to just use the brush itself to kind of drag so that I can see a little bit of a round point there. And I'll kind of connect up into it just a little bit. And then same with the top. I'll just kind of follow that curve and bring it over toward my lid, carrying it up just slightly. I'll kind of change the position of my eye periodically so I can see like where my lid hits, where any creases are, so I can kind of flow with it nicely. But I'm only taking this shade about 1/3 of the way in, and then I'll just kind of fill this outer area in with this shade. I like that. So we have this weird curvy black blob going on. Moving on to this teal shade now, Princess Sparkle. I'm gonna use this flat Lethal Cosmetics brush. This is a 225. And I want this to go roughly about the middle half of what's going on up here. So again, just kind of following that shape a little bit and bringing it inward. I do want the front of this to creep a little bit lower, so kind of keeping that in mind too as I create this shape. And I think I am gonna bring a liner into this as well to kind of trace and add even more drama to this look. But I still want the rough outline of this shape to be established before I do that. Just kind of filling in the rest of the middle with this color. The shade is really pretty. Like, even though it's not the same level of intense metallic that I've grown to love and expect nowadays. I still feel like this color itself is really, really pretty. Kind of letting it fade into this dark purpley blackish shade. For the rest of the front of the lid, I want to take this purple shade Sky Dancer. I'm just going to use the clean side of that brush I was just using. And this is going to go on the front of what I just did. Kind of want this to creep up and into that teal a little bit. I want those to fade together, still keeping with that shape. Kind of merging in with the teal. Just kind of letting those melt together. They aren't blending together perfectly. I feel like they're being a little finicky, but I feel like it's working enough. I'm going to take a little bit more of that kind of black plummy shade on this little Blend Bunny pencil brush. And I want to just smudge the outer half of that lower lash line just so it's a little smokier. Just doing a little bit of extra blending with this fluffy brush. No additional product, just enough to soften things more. And then I do want to take this kind of marigold shade in the shade Blossom. I'm going to use this Singe E11 pencil brush. I thought this could be a fun little pop down here just to add a little bit of extra contrast. We're just going to find out. I do like this color combo. I think this is cool. The shadows are very subtle. I do prefer much more pop with my formulas, but I think this color combo is pretty cool. And for the inner corner, I want to take this glowy shade Firefly. Actually, I think this is called Snuzzle. I think this is Snuzzle. I think this is Firefly, but I'm gonna take Snuzzle. Just gonna do a little highlight moment in this inner corner. Definitely has a little bit more of a glow to it than the other ones I've used so far. So this is kind of the base look. I do actually want to dip into that highlight palette and take Skin of a Killer, and I just want to top this over everything. I feel like I'm just craving more glow and more sparkle. So I'm just using that fluffy brush from before and just plopping it over everything. Inner corner, lid, up toward my brow. Honestly, even in the brow, I feel like a sparkly brow can be really cute. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, maybe you prefer this side, but I absolutely prefer this side. It's like a little disco ball. It's so cute. And this just goes to show you can make any eyeshadow sparkly if you just top like a sheer sparkly highlighter over it. It's absolutely lovely. I think that is so fun. I think that took it up 100 notches. So it's hard to do this on camera, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna take this Surratt eyeliner pen because it's kind of skinny. And I really just wanna trace this. So wish me luck. I'm just gonna try my best to trace this as cleanly as possible. I do kind of want to add some gems into this too. I feel like I really took the predicament of the skin tint from the beginning, and now I'm just like, keep throwing more on. Keep throwing more things on. It'll make it better. So kind of did that, and then I just want to... Ooh, it's so hard to do on camera because I need a mirror so close to my face. Hopefully you can see. Just kind of lightly dragging it up and over, and slowly connecting it toward that swoop. Kind of like that. I'm gonna get a little bit closer and perfect it and do the other side. Then we're gonna add some gems. All right, got those as symmetrical as possible. I wanna take these little black face crystals now from D'Avrune. I'm gonna do a mixture of the small and medium ones. And I just wanna kind of like scatter them throughout around this situation that I have going on with the liner. Kind of taking and placing, and I'm just gonna work on that so we have like a fun little sparkly studded thing. Might even go outside the lines a little bit here and there. Just gonna have fun with it, you know? Ooh, I love this. I love this. I think it's so cool. I think the like studded look with the liner, it's fun. It's fun, it's cool. I am into it. I did throw on my half lashes from Bright Lashes in the style Flair, and I think these might be their last use. They're getting a little folly-a-party, so they might be done now. And I also threw the orange pencil from Oden's Eye in my waterline. I felt like it kind of enhanced that little pop down here on the lower lash. And then for lips, I do think I want to try using this very old one when it was still branded Alien Cosmetics instead of Unearthly Cosmetics in the shade Clionadh. And I'm gonna pair that with the number 5 pencil from Freck. So I'm gonna start by just lining and lightly filling in. Oh yeah, I like this color. I like this color a lot. I mean, I already knew I liked this color, but I like it with this look. That's more so what I meant. I love a warm brown shade like this. I think it's so, so, so pretty. So taking this very old Clionadh now, I'm just gonna pop this on and kind of get a feel for it. It still smells fine. It doesn't smell like it's gone bad, so that's good. I will say it does have a little bit of a thicker texture than it used to have. So I think this one might just be, not that it's like, I don't like it anymore. It's just, I think it's past its prime. I'm even gonna kind of compare on the back of my hand, like just the texture of it compared to this other one that was a contender, Danielle, with the Unearthly Cosmetics branding. Oh yeah, this one feels much creamier. So I think this old one is just past its prime. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun today. I really enjoyed playing with all of these, for better or for worse. I feel like even the things that were not great and not up to par, it was still kind of fun to work with the challenge of it. It was fun to see how everything came together. But let's revisit the use it or lose it contenders specifically. I had 4 here that were potentially on the chopping block. First things first, the NYX Buttermelt Glaze Skin Tint. I think it's safe to say, I think I'm just over this. It just has more bad days than it does good, and honestly, I feel like it's only had bad days for me lately. This had a really strong first impression with me, but as I've used it over the months, it's just so finicky. And the days it looks bad, I'm very unhappy with it. And this wasn't even the worst day I've had with it. I've had much worse days with this. So I think this is just not for me. Something about it does not mesh with me. The Liquid Light Glow Drops from ColourPop. I'm actually really sad about this. I was hoping this would still be great, but I think this has simply just gone bad. It's just like, it did not used to be thick like this. It used to drip. It used to be a liquid. There's nothing liquid about this anymore. It's just thick, globby, nasty, not so good. And actually with that thought in mind, I have a second one as well. I wonder if this one's any better. This one's actually liquidy. See, this one actually has some drip to it. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. This one is safe for now though. I'm gonna try to use this in the near future though, just to see if it actually does still perform well, but this one has simply gone bad. The My Little Pony palette. While I have so much just sentiment and nostalgia toward this, I feel like this just takes me back to old makeup days. This just means a lot to me. I feel like I can cherish this more as a memory in my brain rather than holding on to this palette. I feel like the formulas are just not up to the standard that I enjoy nowadays. I feel like the ratio of mattes to, I almost don't even want to call them shimmers, is just not quite what I want it to be either. I feel like the tones, they're fine. I like the look I created, but I feel like I could create this look with any other eyeshadows in my collection and with formulas that I enjoy more. I think this one's just a bit too old. It's just not quite up to my standard anymore. This was really fun to have, and I will cherish this memory. And this video almost acts as a tangible memory of this palette now. So this was fun to revisit again, but I think it's time to let this one go. And the Alien Cosmetics. Before they were Unearthly Cosmetics Liquid Lip in Clionadh. This is just a little thicker. It's not completely gone bad. Like, I still like this lip and it's not miserable to wear or anything, but I can just tell this is like past its prime. I think today would be its literal last day, even remotely wearable. I feel like if I let this sit in a drawer for X amount of days, weeks, months longer, it would just get worse and worse. So I think this was a good final like use of this lip, but I think that one in particular just got a little too old. But on the bright side, it did inspire me to pull out my ones that are newer and maybe play with those again soon, so that's good. But I had a lot of fun with this. I loved kind of the mixture of playing with some throwbacks and also incorporating in some use it or lose it products. I can't do use it or lose it all the time just because I only have so many things that I'm even like debating getting rid of, but once in a while they are fun for me to incorporate. It's fun for me to kind of give things another chance or maybe get re-excited about something that I just simply haven't used in a while. I feel like this year I've really been actively trying to use different products more and more. I feel like I'm actively, especially on my short form content, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, trying to constantly post like fun little blush combos and lip combos and stuff like that as a way for me to use things that I maybe haven't touched in a while. And that's been going really fun. But videos like this really do also give me the opportunity to grab things that I maybe haven't played with in a while, things that I'm unsure about, give them a second chance. Or even in just the throwback format. Maybe they're not even remotely on the chopping block, but they're just things that live in my collection and have existed for a while, and I'm just excited to play with them again. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What did you think about the products I used for the throwback, for the use it or lose it? I would love to know down below. If you made it to the end of this video, leave some old emojis you used to use but maybe you don't use anymore. Let's stick with the throwback theme, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can hop over to my Instagram and TikTok. I'm BATTYBEAN over there, and you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos. You're also welcome to hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box if you want additional content, and also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.